Get your cameras out. I got a special photo op for you. Very, very special. Coming up on the right.
I'm gonna use my phone.
Right there is a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge for you. Well, it is. A little restaurant on the corner over here called Chipino's. They're partners of ours. And with your duck ticket, you got a list of all of our partners and what they give you. If you go in there and show them your duck ticket and order an entree, they'll give you a free appetizer to go with it. They named that restaurant after a famous seafood soup created here in San Francisco in the early 20th century. The Italian fishermen that started this area, when they'd come in from a day of fishing, used to brew up a big pot of tomato stock. And when they came in, everybody would pitch in, chip in a little something from their catch. But being Italians, when they said chip in, didn't quite sound like that. Sounded like Cipino. That is actually how it got the name.
From San Francisco comes Moonlight, a lonely the San Francisco street. Moonlight, a lonely the playlist can't be beat.
Rice-A-Roni, delicious side dish created here in San Francisco. Back in the 1980s and 90s, they had a TV ad. How many remember that TV ad? You guys remember that TV ad? Yeah. That TV ad was filmed on this cable car line, the Hyde Street line. And we're actually going to see that great view of Alcatraz in a few minutes. That was in that TV ad. We'll give you a photo op on that one too. Right straight across the corner, across the street on the corner is the Buena Vista Cafe. The place is famous for having brought Irish coffee to the U.S. back around 1950. They did that. Here we go. All right, those of you that want a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge, get your cameras out. We're actually going to see the bridge. It's clear as a bell today. And we're going to stop up here for about 10 seconds for you to get a picture of the bridge. So get your cameras out. And there is the bridge. And we're going to stop right here for you guys to get a picture of the bridge right there. There is the Golden Gate Bridge.
Oompa loompa loompa dee doo, I've got the perfect puzzle for you. Oompa loompa loompa dee dee, if you are wise, you listen to me.
All right, little Chocolate Factory music there, introducing you to Ghirardelli Square here on our right. Square started out as a chocolate factory in 1893. They moved the manufacturing out in the 1960s to make room for shops, restaurants, and apartments. But they maintained the tradition of giving away free samples.
Right here.
Do that right there at the gift shop. Here's a thought for you. After your chore, you might want to come up here, get a little free chocolate, and then go down to the Buena Vista and wash it down with an Irish coffee. Sounds like a good plan. That would be. Of course, we do like to caution you that eating too much chocolate can make your clothes shrink. Okay, you guys with cameras, the next intersection up here is Hyde Street, where the cable car runs. And out to your left, you're going to see Alcatraz in the background, the bay, and Hyde Street Pier in the foreground. That is the view that was in that Rice-A-Roni TV ad. Best view of Alcatraz in the Bay Area. And if you're taking pictures, get your cameras up now, because we can't stop in that intersection for you to take a picture. We're going to go very slowly instead. So you're going to have to catch it on the fly. So get your cameras ready. The other cable cars are gone. There are only 3 lines left in the U.S. They're all here in San Francisco, and we will get a chance to see them all on this tour. That's wonderful. We got a concert going here. Quacking Good Orchestra, huh? All right, up to our right is the North Beach area. That is the Italian district. We're going to come back through it. We'll see a little bit more of it. But, you know, this area is all landfill down in here. This actually used to be a big cove in here. As we cross these next couple of cross streets, take a look. You'll see the land is fairly flat and then it rises. Where it rises, that's the old shoreline. There used to be a big cove went way back in here. Okay, it's actually about 3 blocks up there is where the old shoreline was. And at this intersection, it's just actually a few feet away from the intersection. It came right way down here. You can see denim fabric with him. He thought he was going to make tents out of it, but it seemed like everybody wanted pants. So he made pants. And of course, the original Levi's were not a whole lot different than the ones we have today. There was one major difference, and that is it had one more copper rivet. That copper rivet was in the middle of the crotch. Now, think this, Gold Rush era, copper's a good heat conductor. Think about sitting cross-legged in front of a campfire with that copper rivet right in the middle of the crotch. Not too comfortable. Yeah, that went away pretty soon. Right up there, about 2 o'clock, is the Transamerica Pyramid, another landmark of the city. Built in the 1970s, that building was, and it's now recognized all over the world as a San Francisco landmark. We also just passed the Exploratorium. That is a fabulous place. It is a science museum with over 600 hands-on interactive exhibits in there. You learn all kinds of things about science. They think about toys that will teach you science. They got stuff in there that will teach you about electricity, about light waves, about sound waves, radio waves, magnets, magnetism, gravity, all that kind of stuff. Really great place. Took the grandkids there last Christmas. They had a great time. Inspired me so much I went out and bought a book, science book on anti-gravity. Can't put it down. Book on anti-gravity, I can't put it just right over your head.
We got it.
Boy. All right. You know, the other thing they have there in the Exploratorium, they have a whole section on paranormal activities. You know, all those things are hard, almost impossible to explain. You know, things like why do psychics need to ask your name? They probably can explain that. You know, I think psychics are a phony. There's no reason why psychics should be even in business anymore. I mean, if they're that good, they'd know what all the numbers were going to be in the lottery, and they could all retire. Opened for the 2000 season 14 years ago. It's one of the most modern ballparks in the country. I had a gentleman on the Duck a couple of years ago said he'd been to 17 ballparks around the country. Said this was, in his opinion, the best one ever. It's built in an area once known as China Basin. And 20 years ago, this whole area down here was really depressed. It was not a whole lot of buildings. What there were pretty run down. It was not a nice neighborhood to be walking around, particularly at night. And then they built that stadium, and the next thing you knew, big building boom and thriving economy down here. An interesting thing I found out a few years ago, the original design layout for that stadium, it was to face the other direction, so you had a great view of downtown San Francisco. The problem with that, they found out, fortunately before they built it, was that the prevailing winds come from the same direction it was going to be facing. And that would mean that if you were sitting there, you were always going to be cold and from wind chill. And of course, probably wouldn't get any home runs over the wall because the wind would always stop them. So some wise person realized they turn it around, and now you have a fabulous view of the bay from all of those seats up there. It's just a great view. And you're protected from the wind, and there's enough loft to help get some of the balls over the field, over the fence.
Happy holiday while the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holiday.